Y'all, welcome to the Nick Gates Show. Today, we are doing our first oil change on my 2020 Honda Pioneer 700 four-seater. It's, don't ride it all the time, so yes, had it for a few years. Just turned 100 hours not long ago. So, like, share, and subscribe. I'm gonna show you how to do it. Y'all, first up we're gonna lift up on the front end of the seat. Let's take it off. We're gonna take or undo the cover under our driver's side. All right, y'all, underneath our driver's seat, a couple things to point out. Here is where your oil's gonna go. And down in here, if you can see, this black thing right here. This is our dipstick. It's not like the dipstick on your car. You gotta actually unscrew that a little bit so it just doesn't come in and out. So you gotta unscrew that. We're gonna go ahead and unscrew that, take that out first. And then when I let the, drain the oil underneath, just gonna get some airflow going. Underneath your side by side here, you're gonna see a panel. If you can see, they got you 4 bolts right there. So that's going to take a 10mm socket. Go ahead and take those off so the undercarriage there is exposed. So here's our plate, right? So that was up underneath here. And you should be able to loosen those bolts and it just kind of wiggle, right? So you can like move it like to the side or front and back or everything. So you can get up underneath there to drain the oil out of our plug right there, right? However, it appears that the bottom, I'll try to get here best I can. You may or may not be able to tell, but my, I guess, skid plate here, I must have hit something underneath here. So this is dented up. And so it was putting so much pressure up on there, I couldn't slide that plate from back and forth so I could access the drain plug. So I had to go around to the skid plate and start undoing some bolts all over there and around down the side down here. So that way I had a little bit of play. I don't know if you can see that. So I had a little bit of a play, right? So I could create, not to mention so much junk that was packed up in there. So anyways, I had to clean that out, undo these bolts so I could get up underneath there, wiggle it around a little bit. Finally got it out. Took some extra time, but now we're on to draining the oil. Okay, best I can, I'm gonna show you. You're gonna need a 17mm socket. I'll try to get up on there. I'm gonna try to crack it open just enough to where the oil starts to leak through there. There we go. So that, I think, now get you a bucket here. I just got a bucket. These are like, I mean, I think it was like $3-4, even at the AutoZone. You can probably go to the Dollar Tree and get them too. I'm gonna try to reach around here, try to undo that by hand, just to get that oil flowing. There we go. Before I take that plug out completely, I'm gonna try to let it drain just like that. So let's give it a few minutes. I think it takes anywhere from 3 to 4 quarts. We're gonna let that drain out. I'll be right back. All right, y'all got the oil draining there. This is our drain plug. So you can see it's not just a simple bolt, you know, it goes in there good ways. So cracked it open more or less and let it kind of trickle out of there until I felt confident I could pull it all the way out and the oil not go everywhere. But that oil is pretty dark, meaning it is time. It is due for an oil change, y'all. So we're gonna let the rest of this drain out of there. We're gonna put our bolt back in there, fill it up about, like I said, probably 3.5 quarts to start. Then I'm probably gonna start it up a little bit, let the oil circulate and see if we need to top it off anymore. All right, y'all, next, I got everything buttoned up underneath there. Now we're gonna take out our oil filter and exchange that. I got the new one on standby here, but quick tip, make sure you just take your oil bucket, oil pan, put it underneath where the oil filter is gonna go, because it's gonna be a little bit of oil spill out of there too. Next step is change our oil filter. Now, y'all, this is underneath the passenger seat. Right down in there. That bolt right there, that is where our oil filter is. Give me just a sec, we'll get our tools and we'll undo that too. All right, for this one, you're gonna have to climb over, kind of sitting in the middle. But I got my 12mm socket wrench. We're gonna reach down in there. On mine, this is the first time it's been opened up because it's jammed. I'm gonna have to put some oomph on her. There we go. Whew. There we go. Easy does it. I'm just gonna loosen it up, reach down there, do it by hand. And after we take that bolt off, shouldn't wiggle the whole housing. Shouldn't be just a bolt, should be a whole housing comes out of there. You have to take a flathead to it to wiggle it loose. I don't know about y'all's, but mine got some clay and some dirt. We can grab the flathead right quick. There we go. See if I can show you what I'm doing. All right, see down in there. So I took off, I loosened that nut right there. But this whole part has got to come, let me show you. So I'm trying, this whole part's got to come off of there. Let's focus, there we go. So I'm trying to kind of easily pry this open. And if I can get down in there with my hands, I'm gonna take that off, but very easily. All right, so I got it. So, hear that draining out of there? Look at that dirty oil filter. So, I'm gonna get me a rag, get it up here, set this down on there so no oil drips on anything, and then change her out. Okay, here's our old filter. My gosh, you can see the difference. Obviously, that's been in oil though, but nice new filter in there. Now, in that kit, they give you a new ring to go in there. This one looks okay to me. Now, again, this is the first oil change. This one looks okay to me, so I'm going to leave this one on. So I'm just going to put this new filter on there. Thread that right through that hole there. Boom. I'm gonna put it back on, same way we took it off. So, got my oil filter changed out. Got that compartment tightened back up. And now, I'm going to take this lid off of where our oil goes. And in this kit, I'll show you, and you may or may not use this, but it's got a little paper funnel, if you will. So I'm gonna put that, I'm actually gonna use, just to see how it does. I got my old funnels, but I'm gonna go ahead and put about 3 quarts in there. And start it up, let it run for a minute or two, see where that puts us. Put 3 quarts in there. Let's close her up, start her for a few minutes. Then we'll check our dipstick, go from there. All right, y'all. Engine's been running here for a couple minutes. I'm gonna check my dipstick and see how the oil's looking. And if we need to add, another half quart oil, go from there. Okay, it looks like probably use about another half quart. So we're gonna put that in, check it again. Looking good, y'all. So yeah, about 3.5 quarts. This 2020 Honda Pioneer 700 4-seater. That's about what it's gonna take. So we're gonna button her up, take her for a spin around the block a couple times, make sure everything's all good before we take the next trip. Y'all, this is Nick Gates Show. Like, share, and subscribe. This is how you change your oil and your oil filter in your Honda Pioneer side-by-side. Catch you next time.